Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a best of 5 between in the bottom left spawning as our red Zerg player Solar playing for Onsite Gaming, and on the top right for Storm Gaming. It is the man who's not producing any SCVs right now. It's Gumiho. No barracks in the wall. No CC on the low ground. It is a triple Rax proxy. Look at that third SCV coming in. Oh my god. Hiding in plain sight as well. This is so beautiful. This is the meta game of the meta game, you know? Zerg's so afraid, scouting straight away across the map, and Gumiho says, alright, I'm just gonna actually put my barracks where you would usually scout with your first overlord. Drones are being pulled down to try and catch some of these barracks. Not so sure if that's actually going to end up working out. Maybe, is this a full wall? No way it is, right? No. Can he block it though with one? No way! He did it. Yeah, you can mineral walk through this though. You could definitely mineral walk through this. That bought way more time than it ever should have. This barracks in the far back is still building as well. Now these SCVs are taking a fair share of damage. One SCV falls. First Marine is out. Is perhaps going to come to the rescue here, but perhaps also not going to come to the rescue. These drones up here still working on that SCV. Barracks number 3 finishes up as 2 SCVs have gone down, and now 2 drones have also gone down. Oi, this is a proper mess, let me tell you that much. I don't really like this for Solar at all. Thought it was going to be okay, but I'm not so sure about it anymore. There are 8 links on the way. On the other hand, there's no bunkers that are being produced. Okay, maybe it's just fine. Are there more SCVs being? No, there's no more SCVs. I think it's going to be a full-on SCV pool from this point on out, no? I don't think there's really anything else that Gumiho can do. Gumiho is already rallying up onto this rank. There is a spy on the way. There's 2 queens on the way. I mean, the moment the queens finish up, the moment the spine finishes up, this is really over. But even when just the queens finish up, it's going to be pretty difficult for Gumiho to do anything here. Marines are moving back, and that definitely was a good trade. 200 resources lost against 450. Spine being targeted down. Second queen moving down the ramp at this point, but it's not the quickest queen I've seen in my life. Oh, spine crawler doesn't get cancelled. Queen does not have the energy for a transfuse either. This is painful to watch. It feels like Solar definitely had the tools in hand here to deal with this push. I'm not so sure if that's still happening necessarily. I don't think it actually is it? I don't think it actually is. Would you look at that? That's actually kind of sad. This is what, 7 Marines, 1 Queen, 2 Links? Did Solar just produce some drones for Banter? It's like, oh, let me see if I can get away with more drones. It's like, no, you can't. You're being all in top of 1 base. The other guy doesn't have gas. This is 7 minutes. This is over. This is actually over. I can't believe Solar's gonna die like this. What a sad way to go in game number 1 here in this best of 5. As the final links are going to die. GG gets called and Gumiho wins game number 1. I love that he just stays in the game. He's like, hey, I want to micro my Marines once more against this Overlord. That's indeed what he's going to end up doing. GG gets called and the score is 1-0. That brings us into game number 2, in which we see a rather interesting opening here out of Gumiho. Rather than opting to go for what we saw last game for that quick 3 Rax, this time he's opening up with a CC first. And the 3 Rax opener and the CC first, they have a kind of a beautiful synergy between one another. Because the 3 Rax gets countered by a pool first, while the command center first counters a pool first build order. And thus is a beautiful follow-up after a 3 Rax, or if you're playing a lot of command center first, to follow the command center first up with a 3 Rax. It just works beautifully. They synergize very well, these build orders, within a best of 3, within a best of 5, and often the players that are very keen on actually all-inning with those Proxy Raxes, these are the same players that are very keen on playing CC first. Now CC first has a lot of different variations. You can basically do anything from here on out. In the past we've seen double starport BCs come out of Gumiho. We've seen him play 2 base all-ins, but also just standard triple CC openers. Like, literally anything is possible, and it's a tricky type of opener to play against for Zerg. Timings are a little bit different, which is always annoying. The 2 base all-ins from this just hit like a freaking truck right in your face. So yeah, I'm definitely a fan of these build orders. Now, let's have a look to see what Gumiho's actually doing. He's going for a no scout, late Reaper into Reactor with a factory. I'm not gonna say that this is a straight up loss if he's being roach all in, but it might actually be a straight up loss if he's being roach in. He's getting a 3rd CC on the high ground here. Pulled 1 out of gas because he wants that maximum saturation on the minerals there. At the same time, he has this queen in vision. Look at that. Bam. A couple of hits on that. And now moving back home. 29, 30. Okay. Getting that HP back up as well. Starport is on the way here immediately. We're still working this off of 2 gases. Not full mining. Could technically still be anything, but I'm kind of leaning towards a Banshee in this case, just the way that it feels like a Banshee to me. We have that tech lab being rushed out, which isn't really necessary in case of a BC or a Viking. So yeah, I'm feeling Banshee or Raven. I have seen Gumiho open with Ravens, but Banshee is just a more common opener, so we're gonna stick with that for our prediction, at least for now. Gumiho splitting up his Hellions, making sure there's no Ling run bys, no scouts that are trying to be sent in. Solar, of course, a player that loves to scout, loves to gather that info. Ooh, it's going to be Viking fake cloak. Nice. Really nice, actually. That actually is a very nice opener. I like that. I think that's cute. I think that's cool. And it's not going to trick his opponent for very long, obviously, because the Viking is on the way. It could also be a real cloak, which is the Viking into a single Banshee, although that is kind of rare to see, and I would be surprised. I'm not entirely sure even what you're faking here, because your Viking is going to kill the Overlord. So what is it you're trying to fake at this point? Like, you make... Like, spores aren't being built right now, yet. Okay. It's a double mind game. Is it? I don't even know what this is. It's a double mind game. I know what it is. So basically, you're pretending like it's a fake cloak, and then hope your opponent doesn't build spores, and then you cancel the cloak anyway. It's a triple fake. Okay, I have absolutely no clue what the point of this was. But I guess he wants Solar to build spores. If Solar skips spores, then Solar is the victor in this game. He won. He absolutely managed to win this. There's no way. Spores. Alright. Gumiho has a brain bigger than Solar and mine combined. 2 spores going down. I don't really know what this is, but I think this is what Gumiho wanted. Maybe. Perhaps. I mean, he still built a Banshee, so having a spore isn't the end of the world. But this is like an anti-liberator spore, so I guess it worked out. I'm still not sure why he cancelled it out of vision of the Overlord. But then again, never question the Master, because it works. Ooh, 5 Overlords on the way here. Look at that, 3 Overseers as well, man. Okay, this definitely worked. Look at that. Man, Solar is getting uber tricked over here. My man Gumiho. Man. He's living rent-free in Solar's head right now with that non-cloaked Banshee. Look at that. Has there been any creep denial at all this game? Yes, 2 tumors and 1 Overlord have gone down. This Viking has been pretty lazy ever since killing that Overlord in the main base. Has achieved absolutely nothing. We do have extra barracks already over here. This just seems like a pretty standard game, honestly. Like, nothing too wild is happening. We have an armory coming in at a normal timing. Solar is droning up like a madman, going up to 76 already. 6 minutes and 20 seconds in. He has 1-1 on the way. Banelings, I actually really dig Solar's position so far in this game. He has a really healthy worker count, has a healthy queen count, a good unit count as well, and his upgrades are relatively fast. They're not trailing behind too far. Sure, Gumiho has sick eco as well, and will be capable of throwing down a fort base very rapidly after this. But still, I like Solar's position at this moment. I do like all of these creatures being taken out though. That's nice for Gumiho. Here comes a stim forward as well. One of these queens not quite going to bite the dust yet. No, there we go. Does fall centrifugal hooks finishing up in a couple of seconds from now. We see a siege up with that tank. Hellbat's not being morphed quite yet. There we go. More creep tumors are being taken out. Combat shield finishing up 1-1 as well. And now we have a little bit of a timing where there's no 1-1 yet here for Solar. And we already do have that 1-1 for Gumiho. I'm not so sure if he's going to be capable of using that in the next few seconds. But it is very well possible. Solar setting up... Ooh, this is not a run by. This is a freaking... not even a count. This is an attack. This is an assault here on Gumiho's potential fourth base and even on his third base as well. Look how many links this is. Ground carapace level 1 about to finish up. Can we get a lift in time here with the depot? The answer is no. All of these Marines are going to get taken out. The 4CC will most likely get cancelled as well. And a bunch of SCV's lives are in danger right at this moment. Tank will get absolutely blasted here on the ramp. Oh, Marines, not quite going to be enough. I think one of the final link shots actually managed to take that out. CC gets cancelled as well. Big wins here for Solar, who, yes, lost a lot of links, but cancelled the 4CC, killed a tank, killed a couple of Marines as well. So, cost efficiency wise, it was fine. And the utility he got out of that, just taking out certain units, taking out certain structures, was absolutely massive. And I love his position right now in this game. Creep spread has been diminished a little bit towards the middle of the map and needs to start respreading that ASAP again. As Gumiho is so active with these units, just bouncing in and out of creep, taking out creep tumors wherever he can. Fort base being rebuilt right now. We do have the triple tech labs on the way already, and supplies are somewhat close, but that's just because, well, it seems like Solar has some trouble spending his money. He's getting a macro hatch at the moment. He's also getting a 5th base and a rather odd location, I guess. Didn't feel comfortable building it here on the bottom side. Once again, Gumiho just jumping forward, saying, hey buddy, look at what I can do. Bang bang. 3 tumors are dead. No tanks with this push, by the way. How many tanks have died so far? Just 2. Tank production has been lacking a decent amount then. 2-2 is finishing up in a couple of seconds from now, and once again there's going to be about a 30-35 second timing in which Gumiho is going to have an upgrade. The problem is just he's really lacking the splash. So yes, Marines with good upgrades are fantastic, but having a couple of tanks or a couple of mines with this type of push in the type of engagement that we're about to get would have been absolutely huge. There's no Marauders yet either to tank the Banes. I think we have some Marauders at home, yeah, but that's about it. Here comes 2-2, and here comes Gumiho once more, scanning 2-3 creep tumors. That's a lot of links though. Can we get a lift up? Not quite in time. A lot of Marines have gone down at this point, and a rather peculiar position here for Gumiho. He kind of wants to push, wants to deal some damage. His eco sucks. I mean, he's 71 workers. That fort base is almost a fake at this point. And he's rallying liberators across the map. He's getting more tanks, more marauders, but I'm not so sure if he can actually win the game straight up over here. There is a Link Bane run by happening as well at the same time. He's going to get caught by a bunch of Marines. Marauders at home will help out too. One more tank shows up. This actually was dealt with very properly here out of Gumiho. I'm just not so sure if Gumiho is going to be capable of finding the success with this push that he wants, because let's face it, this is way more all-in than perhaps the supply makes it look. There's just no backup here. There's no 3-3 starting, there's no Ghost Academy, there's only 5 gases. We're working off of a single factory as well. This is an 8 Rex all-in with a 4CC, and the 4CC is pretty useless. And also barracks 6, 7, and 8 were late. We have another run by Slash Flank here. Liberators are set up. There's 3 tanks right now in this position. And there's 12 Marauders as well. I'm not sure if all of them are already at the front. Oh, this is a beautiful run by here. This ain't a planetary yet. Every single SCV will get taken out. This will force Gumiho's hand, force him to push into this base, and Solar says, hey, I can actually give up a base over here because I'm taking out your 4th base. I'm going to aim for your 3rd as well right now, maybe even going towards the natural. Liberator might actually deny that type of move, but lots of SCVs are being taken out. 182 supply against 140. This isn't that big of an army, and on top of that, it's also slightly overstimmed. Some of these Marines only a single Bane hit away from dying. Tanks are left behind as well. Perhaps Solar can kind of pounce on that. Doesn't seem to be the case quite yet. 80 workers still against 29. Solar still outmining his opponent. Significantly as well, may I add. Now the counterattack army is coming back home, and here we go. Adrenal Glands done in 6 seconds. Solar isn't even going to wait for it. Has the Vipers here to deal with some of these tanks. 3 tanks are getting blinding clouded. Liberators still putting in the work, but the Hydras will actually take care of them. Liberators, Links moving forward right now with the Adrenal Glands, with the 2-2 upgrades, and with a massive amount of Banelings as backup, are just going to be capable of stopping this push. Final lip gets taken out. GG, says Gumiho, and Solar wins game number 2. In game number 3 on Waterfall, the real question is going to be, will it be CC first or Barracks first? That question is answered. It's a Barracks first. Into a gas. And Solar once again opening up with a hatch first. So, balls being shown here out of our Korean Zerg player for sure. Saying, hey, I don't actually give a crap whether you're gonna 3 racks or you're gonna do your garbage CC first. I'm gonna hatch first. I'm gonna scout around with my overlords. I feel comfortable in my holds despite losing game number 1 to a proxy 3 racks. And Gumiho, I kind of want him to scout once, just to kind of deter Solar from doing anything too weird in the upcoming games. It's like, you can't go an entire best of 5 without scouting once, and I hope that Gumiho realizes that. He probably realizes that, but he's not going to act on it, at least not yet. Instead, oh, Gumiho. What a build order. God, I love this so much, you know that? Look at it. Look at this build, okay? What is this? CC before Marine into Factory, into delayed Marine. Just... This honestly is an S tier build order. Let me tell you that. This is an S tier build order. And the reason why this is an S tier build order is because A, you get a pretty fast command center, and you have the most insane timing on the factory here. Yes, your reactor is going to be delayed, but that's not the end of the world, because most of the time we'll see something like a triple Hellion 6 or a triple Hellion 7 Marine drop out of this. It's going to hit like a bag of bricks on the other side of the map. And I love it so much. I'm a huge fan of this build order. I think it's insanely strong in the Terran versus Protoss matchup, and I believe it's a little bit underused currently in the Terran versus Zerg matchup. And the way that Gumiho is executing it just makes it taste so much sweeter. Makes it so much better. I love it. That slightly faster CC is actually kind of helpful. Yes, there is no scout. And yes, he would die against a pool first. Yes, he would die against a roach rush. But none of these things are happening. So Gumiho is completely okay with all of this. I'm a huge fan of what happened here. Yeah, most definitely a huge fan. Factory going to swap over right now after these initial 3 Marines. Gonna get some pretty quick Hellions still. And then the question is... Ooh, okay, this is a Hellbat all in. Oh, this is a straight up Hellbat all in. The question is Solar ready for this? I'm not so sure. Poof. There indeed comes the Hellbat. Or the armory. That's not a Hellbat. It's a building. It's not a unit. God. Casters these days just have no knowledge of the lore. I do know who Kerrigan is. And Jim Raynor as well. Now, do I know a lot about their backstory? No. Of course not. Who does, really? Well, a lot of people do. People love the lore of StarCraft 2. Are in love with the lore. Even better. This is one hell of a drop. And also a very odd one. Follow-up is going to be a Liberator. What is this? Okay. This is the type of build order that's going to look amazing or is going to absolutely suck. There's no in-between. It either is a win or it's a loss. Like there's no, we continue into a longer game. It doesn't exist with this build. Here we go. Double Hellbat harass in this one base. 2, 3 Marines coming down as well. 4 Marines coming out of the sky. I do believe that these links are going to be capable of eventually dealing with this. Medevac is in a lot of trouble. At the same time, we have a couple of Hellions moving in towards the 3rd base. 2 drones get taken out so far. Oh my god. This is a disaster. This has been an absolute disaster. And it's continuing to be a disaster. This was awful. This went terrible here for Gumiho. The reason I say it is not because of the current situation. Okay, the current situation, 39 workers against 34, doesn't look that bad. But there's 14 links out, there's 8 queens. From this point on, Solar can drone up to whatever drone count he wants, while his opponent just now started his 3rd base. Solar up 20 supply. He's just gonna go up to... He could go up to 75 drones if he wants to. You know that? 75 drones. I'm okay with that. He should not lose any workers here. He had full vision of this Liberator. That's a little bit ridiculous. That is poor control there out of Solar. That's the one thing it is. 3 drones go down. That one Liberator killed more drones than the entire early game did out of Gumiho. With the Hellbats, with the Marine drop, with losing the Medevac, all of that good jazz. Now, these Hellions, oh my god, they're actually looking for damage. They're gonna find some damage. Those who look shall find. And in this case, these Hellbats definitely did manage to find a little bit of damage. 10 workers have been killed. More importantly, a lot of links were taken down and 20 more were in production. Solar right now should be clean cruising at 66 workers, but instead he's cruising at 44, losing what, like 8 more workers total or so, and being forced into building 30-ish more links. That is an awful situation that I do not wish upon him at all. Raven now being sent out as well after that Liberator has been taken out. Yes, the barracks are really late, but the upgrades are kind of at an okay timing. The worker count is still somewhat even. If we were to evaluate the situation, I'd probably find it difficult to do that. No, actually I don't. I still think Solar is ahead. Has a lot of links still. Only has 6 queens remaining though. Needs a fort base as well. It's getting a lot of tech at the same time. You know what? No, actually Solar is ahead. Where am I kidding? It's gonna be like 65 workers. The problem is ideally he just straight up push to like 75, maybe even 81, 82 in this case, you know? Because I think he could. He doesn't need the larva for units right now. I think he could go up to 82. The problem is there's just no point, because this fort base was so late. And I think that was an issue. I think that is an issue, actually. I think it's an issue that Solar realized slightly too late, and now he's going to be building links against 3 Marines. I mean, do you really want to be building links against that? No, of course not. You don't give a crap about it. 3 Marines and 8 Hellions. Oh my god, if he gets this surround, that would be huge. He's gonna... Wait, how did he get that surround? That surround was gifted to him. He found a present in his sock. He managed to get it stolen by his, like, younger brother or something. Like, you've been scammed by Santa, my friend. That was a free gift. Yeah, look at this. 20 links in production right now. 20 links, 8, 9 Banelings. I don't think this is necessary yet. What is this push? This is 4 Hellbats and 4 Marines. Yes, these Marines are going to have combat shield and 1-1, but it's 4 of them. Like 3.5 Banelings and 2.5 Queen look angrily in the direction, and these Marines will just explode. Let's not even start talking about these Hellbats. These should not deal any damage. I actually think that that Solar really is overproducing units against this. Honestly, this entire early game, he's overproduced units. After how he held the initial pressure, it feels like he kind of gave away a massive lead. He still has a big lead, but it should have been a massive lead. He should have been in an unlosable position currently. And right now he's in a lot of things, but not an unlosable position. What is this? We're at 7 barracks with 3 tech labs, 4 tech labs already. That's a lot of Marauders here. This feels good against Roaches and against Pureling Bane, but against Hydras, not as much. I think Hydras actually work quite well against this type of Marauder count early on. Hydra count isn't quite high enough yet though, so maybe these Marauders still have something to say, and when it comes to tanking against them Banes. Mine production, I thought I saw mine production, but I guess it hasn't quite started yet. It's just been pure Hellbat at this point. 133 to 138 is the supply. Reinforcements might get picked off here. Gumiho's trying his best to stay alive and have a good time, but it ain't looking all that hot. What do we have over here? Grooved Spines, Hydralisk attack range +1. Very cool. 5th base on the way for Solar. 74 workers. There's no fort though here for Gumiho. Important to note. No fort base. Is this all in? Mwah. Yeah, actually, yeah. Not sure why he made the mwah noise. This is pretty all in. He also hardly has any medevac. Look at this. It's a huge freaking army with 2 medevacs. This is a tiny army, but also still needs 2 medevacs in order to pick it up safely. This base is going to get cancelled here. And despite this base not having any workers right now, it still is annoying because Solar kind of wants the larva from that base. He's struggling to already spend his money, and he wasn't really floating larva. He has no larva at all at the moment. Of course, he can still build extra Banelings. Banelings don't cost any larva, they don't cost any supply at all, so that's always going to be nice. It's an interesting way, it's a good way to increase your army value without necessarily needing larva or needing free supply. So that's always going to be a good thing. Now, the problem here for Solar is that there's almost no creep. And I actually think that's a real problem. The mine count is low, but there's a crap ton of Marauders here, and they can tank an absolutely amazing amount of Banelings. flankability of this position also isn't too high. I love that there's just a little army on the other side. It's kind of distracting, poking fun. It's like, still no 5th base, idiot. Meanwhile, Gumiho doesn't even have a fort yet. Wouldn't mind if he starts it at this point. I mean, he has the cash available, that's for sure. Might as well, right? I mean, if you can keep the game stable like this, with no creep whatsoever, 4 base against 4, transition into Ghost, you're going to be in a good spot. Here comes the fight on the right side. Gumiho actually kind of losing that. Mine Shot is going to connect though. At the same time, 4th base, let's take it out. 3-3 is on the way as well here for Gumiho, who's continuing to put on pressure here on the far right side as well. Oi, 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 nice little... Well, that wasn't actually a nice pickup at all. It was a dirty pickup. Not clean, it was a dirty one. Lost a lot of the medevacs. Pneumatized Carapace here, completing. Hive on the way. We have our Lurker then as well, which is, well, almost done. It's like 85% done or so. I'm not so sure what's happening here, but... Actually, I have no clue what's happening here. I feel like a 4th base should have been done already at this point. Instead, we're just seeing the main command center fly over right now. Just believe that the money has been here for a while, and a 4CC definitely would help. Lurkers are being produced. Lurkers usually end this type of game. No seismic spines yet though, so we still have maybe a couple of minutes where Gumiho can kind of maneuver around. Hive is surprisingly slow to build. Overlord gets popped like a balloon from the sky. One time when I was a kid, there was an opening of a train station and they gave out balloons with helium. And the rope of my balloon, it got loose and my balloon flew to the sky. I remember being extremely upset in that moment. So I kind of know how that Overlord just felt. Being popped like a balloon. Boom! Gone. Gone in the wind. Alright. There's like a lot of solar supply there. Also gone in the wind. Good drop actually in the main base here out of Gumiho. During my balloon story, Gumiho accidentally won the game, it seems like. Dropping into the main was a stroke of brilliance out of him, honestly. Left side base is under fire still as well. There's a couple of these bad boys around. Ooh. Yeah, he's not gonna drop on top of that. I was like, maybe another day, but not right here, not right now. 17 drones have gone down on the side of Solar. There's no Ghost Academy, but there's also no spawning pool. That's probably a little bit worse right now if you're Solar. Once again, drop into the main base. Viper, can it get sniped? No, it can't. Can these Hydras come here to save the day? I think the answer is no. No Lurkers in this army, which means it's going to be a cost-inefficient trade most likely for the Zerg player. That is something Solar can't afford. He'll be forced to tap out and give Gumiho the win in the 3rd game. Sometimes it's interesting to remember where these games started, right? That last game, it felt so good for Solar in the early game. And even honestly in the mid game, it felt like Solar really was holding on until the point where I guess he kind of lost that the 4th base or the 3rd base. What was it? When he lost the 4th base and the 5th base, kind of at a similar timing. That really did suck for him. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Gumiho finishing in style, saying, First game went great. And ever since then, all you've been doing is expanding with a hatch first. So I'm gonna stop you right here, right now. Oh, please scout it, Solar. I don't want the series to end yet. He's gonna get it, right? No way. Yes, sir. There we go. Does he pull down drones immediately? Yep. 2 drones coming down. I guess this is an easier position to pull against. I mean, this barracks is just gonna finish up, right? There's no way that these drones are gonna be in time for that. This is still an exposed barracks though. It might be in time. It might be in time. No, it won't be. I thought the first SCV might end up dying, but that was obviously mistaken. Ooh, sweet moves there, Mr. Gumiho. Can you finish this up? 1, 2, 3. What's the timing? Look at that. 46 out of 46. It is officially finished. It has officially finished. Oh, CC gets built over here. Yeah. This is pain. This is what... Oh, I don't know what this means, but Solar is laughing at it. Oh, I bet this... Ooh, lots of words here. I don't know what any of them mean. That's also laughing. God, they're having the time of their life. I would not be having the time of my life if I were you right now, Gumiho. Oh my god, they type so fast. Shouldn't you be focused on playing right now? What's our APM? God, pathetic. 207. Are they even trying? How does Solar average 316 despite typing out the entire Bible in this game so far? What is this? Oh, I think this is the sign for GG. This is sometimes what they say when instead of GG. I think. But I'm not entirely sure. Oh no. This is just looking terrible. Back into gaming mode though. Back into gaming mode. What do you do here? Do you cancel this? Build a hatch here? Respect for that move, Solar. Respect for that move. So, you know what I wouldn't mind? If Solar decides to go for like a road trolley at this point. It feels like that would be a cool move to make. Not necessarily because, you know, I guess it is slightly better because there's going to be less units. Scouting is going to be later. It just feels nice to do. If you get an early lead, you know, what did Artosis always say? When ahead, get further ahead. And then what did all the Koreans do for the first 8 years of StarCraft 2? When ahead, kill your opponent and collect the prize money. And I think that actually is the better advice. Is when ahead, you go win the game. I love for Solar to do that as well over here. Just get in there. Bam. Take the cash. Bailing bust. Road trolley. Nidus. Just anything. Oh, this is a pathetic build order, isn't it? Oh no, a Cyclone? Oh, this just makes me sad to watch. The Cyclone is the ultimate loser unit. You know what they often say about cars? Is the worst day in the car's life is the day it drives out of the parking lot of the car dealer. Because that's the day it loses the most value. Like within, boom, 10 seconds after signing it, it now isn't a new car anymore. It's like worth like 35 or 40% less. A Cyclone is even worse. A Cyclone is already worthless while it's in the factory. It's worthless when it comes out, and it's worthless in fights as well. This is the ultimate idiot, this Cyclone. Oh my god, it's gonna get scouted as well. Honestly, it's probably better that a Cyclone gets scouted than when it doesn't get scouted. Because your opponent is gonna be confused. Your opponent will start underestimating you. Like, oh my, you know, the Terran built a Cyclone, this guy's an idiot. And he might start typing again, or just tab out to change the song. We'll keep an eye on this APM. If you see it drop down to 0, we know that the Cyclone did its job. The Cyclone is the worst unit in the entire game. It has no purpose against Zerg at all. Useless garbage unit. Oh my god, I hate it so much. It gets killed by Lings, it gets killed by Queens. I'm pretty sure if you have 6 drones, you could kill it as well. Or it would take like 5 years for the Cyclone to kill the drones. It literally, it counters nothing and dies to everything. And it's insanely expensive as well. So there's really no point in building it. Oh, what is this garbage? Open up with a Cyclone into a Hellbat Stimulin. Actually, Solar might be so confused and underestimating his opponent so hard right now that he could potentially accidentally die to this. But trust me, it's going to be an accident. Even Gumiho doesn't believe in this build right now. He's like, oh no, why didn't I unbind my Cyclone hotkey before this game? What a huge error out of me. This guy has 3 kills. He's so sad. He doesn't even have a flamethrower. Actually the saddest unit in the world. Okay, here we go. Armory about to finish up. Bailing Nest also about to finish up. How many queens do we have? 9 queens. Yeah. Okay, who's gonna tell Gumiho that this isn't working? 3, 2, I think he's about to figure out himself real good. He's like, ah, these queens, maybe... I think it's like shooting the overlord. I think the game is over. You don't need to kill the overlord. Cyclones are so sad. Score is 2-2. We'll be heading into the final game of this best of 5. Look, I'm not saying I support bullying, but all I'm saying is that if you're a Cyclone, you kind of ask for it. Like, you're the most useless, worthless piece of crap that has ever roamed the face of planet, whatever planet is. And you're also expensive. It's expensive and useless. It's like your average consultancy firm. Except then it has wheels. Just like a driving consultancy firm. If you work for a consultancy, don't take any offense. I just keep getting emails from people who want to consult me on my YouTube channel for the small price of 10% of all my earnings. They don't even know what StarCraft is. I once emailed them back and I asked them if it's better for me to make Proto, Zerg or Terran videos, and the guy told me to just keep doing as I'm doing, but to make better thumbnails. And he had more high-level insights after I signed the contract. I politely declined. Could have been so much bigger if I had listened to this brilliant consultant. If only he had a car and would have been a consultant on wheels. CIC, consultancy in cars. God, there could be a TV show hosted by, what's he called? The comedian, Jerry Springfield? How can I get this guy's name? Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld? No, that's the show. Is he called Seinfeld? Is he called Jerry? God, you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm completely blanking on his name right now. He had this show called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffees. Getting coffee. I think they just got a single, maybe they got multiple coffees. But I think in the show it wasn't plural. I can't remember, I never really watched it. I only saw one episode, and it was with Obama. So the show name wasn't even correct. Because Obama isn't a comedian. Some of you might not know, but he actually was a politician. At some point earlier in this century, he actually was the president for 2 consecutive terms. And it's like, Jerry Springfield? No, what's this guy called? Seinfeld is the show he's on. Surely that's not his actual name. Jerry Seinfeld? Is he called Jerry? I think of Jerry Springer. Seinfeld? Jesus, good lord, how can I not get it? Doesn't matter. This Reaper is running around, shooting a hatchery. Okay, I had to Google it real fast. He is indeed called Jerry Seinfeld. Just truly losing my mind over that. My apologies. Apparently he's actually called Jerome, not even Jerry. Jerome is a way better name. If I would pick an artist name, it would be Jerome. I already picked an artist name and I picked Harstem. If I could repick, I'd go for Jerome. That's a sick name. It sounds like you're strong, Jerome. There was a guy in a comic book I used to read when I was a kid. It was also called Jerome, I think. That guy was proper strong. Like infinite powers. I think he could fly maybe even. Like Superman, but not really. He could definitely bend iron with his arms. Real strong guy. Who's also a real strong guy, to finally tie this back into some StarCraft 2 action, is Gumiho. I'm curious what he's doing. What is this? Why do we have so many larvae here? Why aren't we using them? I have so many questions for Solar, and none of them are being answered. Okay, Viking, Triple CC. This looks like a pretty standard opener. I am aware, by the way, that Gumiho and Solar, the names, are not corresponding with the correct sides. It's annoying me a crap ton as well. And there's a hotkey for it, Control X, but for whatever reason it's not working in this replay. So now all of you are going to be pissed off by it as well, but at least we're pissed off together, and you know that I'm not incompetent. The GSL observer always does this wrong though. He just doesn't give a crap about where the names appear. So very often it will not be corresponding with the colors or with the name. It makes me extremely angry. Like extremely angry. And it's one of the reasons why I don't watch as much GSL as I used to. Because of the observer not doing his job properly when it comes to the corresponding names with the correct side of the map. So my sincere apologies for me not doing that properly here either. It's because there's a little bit of a bug in this replay for whatever reason. Even tried restarting the replay, but also didn't work. Oh well. Can't win them all in life. Double refineries on the way. Gumiho definitely does want to win them all, or at least wants to win the final game. As that's really the only game that matters in a best of 5. Especially if the others have been played already. No use thinking about all the other games. Ooh, this has potential. Look at this. Viking pushes away the Overlord. Medivac is going to go into the main base. Solar's just having the blast. Spreading my links. Injecting my hatcheries. Hey, what's that in my... Oh, for Hellions. Spore in a perfect position. Oh my god, this is a tasty Spore, Solar. Real genius. Holy crap. How can one man be so smart? I don't even understand. Can we get some queens into this position as well? Is that possible? Another Spore. If you would have pushed it up even slightly further, that would have been huge. Uh-oh, now the links are actually kind of out of position. Wait, where's the rest of the cars? Oh, 2 cars have already gone down, I guess. This was sick defense. Solar is so good at these defenses. Look at that. 0 workers lost. What a genius. What an actual genius. Now Solar starts working on these rocks, or the debris, as they call it. It's like a spaceship that went down, and then metal grew over it. I'm not quite sure how that works. Like this, or like rocks grew over it. That makes absolutely no sense. Like the spaceship has been here for like 50,000 years or something. This is ridiculous. At least have some more realistic debris. I'm actually gonna send a complaint letter to the intern that's working at Blizzard. Macro hatch on the way. 69 workers already, and a fort base about to finish up. You know what I'm feeling here? I'm feeling the perfect early game for Solar. Because this truly has been the perfect early. Look how many creep tumors we have. Gumiho actually stings on like a complete clown every single time. Snipes 8 creep tumors, then pisses off again. I'm a huge fan of that play. If you're a Terran player and watching this, you should definitely copy that. At least I think you should. It looks cool, no? 113 against 180. Is Solar ahead right now? I think so. His position at least smells good, you know? Oh, Spore's already in position. Get out of my main base, Gumiho, says Solar. And Gumiho says, okay. I didn't even really want to go there anyway. I don't think you're that cute either. It's just a joke. It's all a prank. And he dropped once again at a potential 5th base location. Looking for another setup. Left side base is a 5th. Right side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 12. 12 Marines on the right side. And 2 medevacs. 60 Marines fit in 2 medevacs. So that means that all of these Marines will fit in 2 as well. Another big scan here. Whoa, didn't get the final tumor. Yeah, that's kind of sad. So once again, gonna try to drop into the main base, then immediately remember that there were still spores. Ooh, that's a wall. Oh my god. You can just bust through that with banelings though. I feel like if the wall is this far out, it's almost more expensive to defend the wall because you're always going to need units nearby. It's so far away from your natural rally point, it's hard to hold. I'm gonna get supply block to hold on. Ooh, tank position. Oh, sensor tower, Gumiho. You spicy man. Ooh, I like that a lot. That's cool stuff, no? What's the build order here? Okay, we have 3 barracks done already. We have a 4 CC on the way. Okay, it's like an 8 Rax, but with a 4 CC. Gumiho is really keen on these aggressive build orders. He has some really nice control usually as well with them. These 7 and 8 Raxes that he does. 2-2 is going to finish. Yeah. 85, 136. It's like 40-ish seconds. Maybe he's up like maybe 10 seconds. 10 second window with 2-2 versus 1-1. But I don't think that's quite going to be enough. Hello? Okay, well, apparently the rocks over here are more important. Solar really hates geology. Freaking hates rocks. When he went to buy a diamond ring for his girlfriend, he kept just screaming at the store owner. I hate rocks! Good thing it's a diamond, I don't know. I'll buy it. Oh my god, look at that target fire! What? Hello, what was that? It was like the slaughter line. Oh my god. I think he sniped legit like 10 banelings in a row there. That was insane. Now 2-2 is actually about to finish. That was a sick move. What a genius. That was actually a really, really sick move. And this fort base is just not mine. Look how much cash he has. He could triple expand right now and he'd still be floating. That is ridiculous. Can we start 3-3 please? At least. It's literally the least we can do here. Starting 3-3. That's so much money, dude. Whoa. Whoa. 5 tanks are out. 4 of them are going to be on the far right side. There's going to be a couple of marauders as well. I like that. Can we snipe a Bane? No, we can't. Poof, poof. No. Nice stims, some nice marauder stims as well. These Links and Banes are actually being cleaned up. I almost feel like Gumiho is doing it, but I don't really see how he's going to win, if that makes any sense. He's ahead, but He needs to keep going. And there's Ultras on the way, and 3-3, and Adrenal Glands. Like, if Gumiho would legit just start 3-3, why do you start Armor? There we go, thank you. If you just start 3-3 a little bit earlier, I'd say this game is done and dusted. But right now, like, I don't think Gumiho's going to be capable of finishing this game before Solar's 3-3 finishes and before Ultras are out. And it feels like the momentum is going to stall a little bit at that point for Gumiho. I don't really like that. I really don't really like that. One Blinding Cloud. Parasitic Bomb as well here on the Medivacs. Look at the cash in the bank once more here for Gumiho. He's just struggling to spend his money this entire game. We've seen it earlier with him as well, like fantastic ways of setting up fights, pretty good micro during the fights, but the mechanics are just lacking a little bit compared to some of the other Terrans. Just have to say it. This is good control. This is really nice. Targeting down. Ultra stays alive. Good transfuses here, Solar. Man, this is a really tight game. I don't actually know who is winning. Chitinous Plating is about to finish up. The Marauder count has dwindled significantly. Oh, that's a beautiful Parasitic Bomb and a Blinding Cloud to boot as well. A lot of these Medivacs are kind of running dry on energy right now. I think they actually need to be repaired at this point. Now take them back to the shop. See if you can fix them up, because like one more Parasitic Bomb and 6 explode at the same time instantly. It's not ideal. Gumiho is up in supply. And this is the problem though. Right now we're going to be working without 3-3. There's going to be 3-3 and Chitinous Plating. I almost feel like Gumiho is forced to stay home. Because he can't take an efficient fight anymore. It's simply impossible in the next... Until his 3-3 finishes, I think it's going to be really difficult. His Marauder count is at 16. Those are significant Marauder numbers. I'll give you that. Parasitic, 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 Parasitic. No, it's not going to hit. Vipers were looking for something. That's going to be an Abductor. Yeah. Can't be on the edges anymore, my friends. Not with the Vipers lurking about. 4 Ultras are out. We have anabolic Synthesis. Almost the same as anesthetic. Oh, not even tickling it. It's like throwing a pea at an elephant. They might eat it. I wonder if elephants have good noses. If they can smell well or not. I know they have good brains or good memories, but I'm sure they have a good nose. I mean, they have a relatively long nose. But also it's a very functional, what do you call it? A nose with a lot of functionality. If an elephant sneezes, they can aim it. That's actually kind of sick. They have to sneeze in their elbow. Or in their armpit. Wait, who sneezes in their armpit? I don't. That's a weird thing to say. I've never heard it. Please don't hold against me. What is this? Ling run by 5th base is on the way. Can you burrow? I don't have burrow. No, you can't burrow. Need to research that. So they're kind of stabilized here on 6 bases. Decent army. I mean, there's Vipers. If he needs one good fight right now, Solar. And then another good fight. That's 2 good fights that he needs. Might be capable of doing it though. He has the tools to clear Liberators. He has the tools to clear Medivacs. He's gonna force this back. He could set up one hell of a flank as well. Look at all these rocks being taken out. Like I said, Solar freaking hates rocks. Oh my god. This is gonna be like a massive surround, isn't it? Hello? Oh my god, that wasn't it. That was actually pretty bad. Here comes a flank though from this side. There's no Banelings in this army anywhere. This was the worst synchronized flank I've seen in my life. Holy crap, that was awful. There's no Banes. The Vipers died for free. Yeah, this is not it. Nice try, Solar, but we're gonna need to try harder here if we want to win this game, because let's face it, Gumiho's in a pretty decent spot. Has 6 ghosts on the way, or sorry, 6 ghosts done, 4 more on the way. This is not gonna be enough. Couple of snipers, bang bang. You're dead. Well, almost dead. We'll count it. With 1 foot in the grave already, Mr. Ultralisk. 2 kills only. Pathetic performance, Ultralisk. You're extremely expensive, and you have massive claws. How about you get something done? That Ultralisk can talk. There's no brain, just pure muscle. Just like Jerome. In the comic book that I read as a kid. No, I'm not sure if the guy could talk. Maybe he could. I think he could speak like a couple of words. I think he might have been a Belgian person as well. So that's fairly impressive for your average Belgian person. A couple of words. Most of the time when Belgian people speak to me, I don't understand the words they say. So I'm not sure that has anything to do with their lacking vocabulary or their poor pronunciation. They kind of go hand in hand. Oh! This is a big engagement. No blinding clouds being used at all because the Vipers came in from the wrong side. This is not a flank. This is straight up an engagement that is going horribly wrong. 42 more links and one more ultra on the way. Gumiho, ooh, loses. No, does this stay alive with legit 1 HP? Yeah, it did. Look at that, 1 HP. An elephant could sneeze at it and it would fall out of the sky. And the elephant could aim it. Let's not forget about that. I can't believe I never thought of elephants being capable of aiming their sneezes. I wonder if that's a good way to deal with mosquitoes. That's probably why they can never get stuck. They probably don't even feel it in their skin. Big skin. Ooh, this is a nice attack. Cleaning up a lot of these tanks. And now this is a pretty natural flank as well. No, it's going for a counter-attack. This has potential. This actually has a lot of potential. This has potential to completely change the outcome of the game here. And I like that Gumiho, rather than continuing in the attack, is going back home. I think that is the correct call here. He still might be in a little bit of trouble. Corruptor's flying forward right now. Oh no, 17 workers going down. Lots of links. This was a stroke of brilliance here out of Solar. Great attack, great movement with the army. It's gonna take out what? Every single medevac. 22 workers as well. As I choked on some air there almost. The first man that drowned in oxygen. It's better than drowning in elephant sneeze though. God, I'm so happy I'm not a mosquito. 18 banelings on the way. We have these Vipers consuming this hive. I hope the hive doesn't actually get completely consumed, because you're gonna need that to build new Vipers in the future. But yeah, Solar's just gonna send it again, isn't he? 49 workers right now for Gumiho was playing so well. It all went wrong when he lost that position in the middle. He should have split up part of his army to go to the left, but I don't think you can ever give up that middle position. He gave up that middle position and he paid a hefty fine for it. And now he's going to pay an even heftier fine. He's about to lose this game. There's no mines, there's no tanks, there's no nothing, there's no medevacs either. This is pure bio, and pure bio doesn't deal so well with 95 banelings or however many Solar had. Oh, what a fantastic game. What a fantastic series this was. Truly enjoyable. Solar will win it 3-2. Actually a 6 series. Super sick. Nice. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you did enjoy this. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out Jerry Seinfeld on Twitter. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.